Good morning, students. This is P Block Elements, Group 15, Class 12th Chemistry. I'm your chemistry teacher Swati. So I'm going to discuss about the Group 15 elements. So Group 15 elements includes nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, and moscovium. So it is your Group 15 elements: arsenic, antimony, bismuth, and moscovium. Fine. Now, as we go down the group, there is a shift from non-metallic to the metallic through metalloidic character, and nitrogen and phosphorus are basically your non-metals. Arsenic and your antimony are basically your metalloids, and basically bismuth and moscovium are the typical metals. Fine, moscovium is Mc. These are the basically typical metals. So if I talk about the occurrence here, the molecular nitrogen comprises 78% by volume of the atmosphere. In the Earth's crust, it occurs as sodium nitrate, which is NaNO3 called Chile saltpeter, and potassium nitrate, which is Indian saltpeter, and it is found in the form of proteins in plants and animals. Your phosphorus occurs in minerals of the apatite family like calcium. This is your apatite family, fluoroapatite. Here halogen is fluorine, and which are the main components of phosphate rocks. Phosphorus is an essential constituent of animal and plant matter also. It is present in bones as well as in the living cells. Your phosphoproteins are present in milk and eggs, and arsenic, antimony, bismuth are found mainly as sulfide minerals. Moscovium is a synthetic radioactive element with atomic number 115, atomic mass 289, electronic configuration is this. Now, due to very short and half-life, the availability is a very little amount, so its chemistry is yet to be established. So here, except for moscovium, important physical properties of other elements of this group along with their electronic configurations are given in this table 7.1, and you can check out this in your NCERT also. Your trends of some of the atomic, physical and chemical properties of the group are discussed below. Now, the first of all, it is the electronic configuration trend. So the valence shell electronic configuration of these element is ns2np3. The s orbital in this element is completely filled, and p orbitals are half filled, making their electronic configuration extra stable. Next is the atomic and the ionic radii. Your covalent and ionic radii increases in size down the group. So there is a considerable increase in covalent radius from nitrogen to phosphorus. However, from arsenic to bismuth, only a small increase in covalent radii is observed. This is due to the presence of completely filled d and f orbital in heavier members, and obviously there is an inert pair effect, which is decreasing the shielding effect. Fine, that is why your outer electrons are attracted toward the nucleus, and the sizes is not much increasing, which should increase. So now next is the ionization enthalpy. Your ionization enthalpy decreases around the group due to gradual decrease in the atomic size. Because of the extra stable half-filled p orbitals, electronic configuration and smaller size, the ionization enthalpy of the group 15 element is much greater than that of group 14 elements in the corresponding periods, and the order of successive ionization enthalpy is expected is this only. तो successive तो यही रहेगी, और इनकी ionization enthalpy जो है although बेसिकली इंक्रीज तो करती ही है पीरियड में, बट अगर आप देखें 14, 15, 16 के अंदर, तो आपकी 15 की आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी 14 और 16 दोनों से ग्रेटर रहेगी, बिकॉज जो 15 एलिमेंट्स है ग्रुप 15 के एलिमेंट्स हैं, इनकी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन बेसिकली एक्स्ट्रा स्टेबल है. फाइन. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज द इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी. लेकिन सक्सेसिव आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी, जो स्टेप वाइज आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी रहती है, वो सेम ही रहती है, कि जितना आप इलेक्ट्रॉन निकालते जाएंगे एक एक करके, आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी उतनी ही इंक्रीज़ करती जाएगी. Now the electronegativity value in general decreases down the group with increasing atomic size. However, amongst the heavier elements, the difference is not that much pronounced. Now next is the physical properties. So all the elements of this group are polyatomic. Dinitrogen is diatomic gas, others are solids. Your metallic character increases down the group. Nitrogen and phosphorus are non-metals. Arsenic, antimony, metalloids. Bismuth is a metal. This is due to decrease in the ionization enthalpy and increase in atomic size. The boiling points in general increase from top to bottom in the group, but the melting point increases up to arsenic and then decreases up to bismuth. Except nitrogen, all the elements show allotropy. तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज़ है. एक हर एक लाइन का इसमें मतलब निकलता है, और हर एक लाइन से कहीं से भी क्वेश्चन उठ के आ सकता है कि नाइट्रोजन, फॉस्फोरस आपकी नॉन मेटल्स हैं, आर्सेनिक, एंटीमनी मेटलॉइड्स हैं, बिस्मथ एक मेटल है. क्यों है बिस्मथ मेटल? बिकॉज डाउन द ग्रुप योर आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी इज डिक्रीजिंग एंड योर एटॉमिक साइज इज इंक्रीजिंग. द बॉइलिंग पॉइंट बेसिकली इंक्रीज कर रहा है टॉप टू बॉटम ग्रुप में, बट मेल्टिंग पॉइंट इंक्रीज करता है आर्सेनिक तक, देन डिक्रीज करता है अप टू बिस्मथ. नाइट्रोजन को छोड़ के सारे एलिमेंट्स ग्रुप 15 के क्या शो करते हैं, एलोट्रॉपी. फाइन. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज द केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज. Now oxidation states and trends in the chemical reactivity. The common oxidation states of these elements are -3, +3 and +5. The tendency to exhibit -3 oxidation state decreases down the group due to increase in size and metallic character. So size increase कर रहा है, metallic character increase कर रहा है, तो electrons नहीं रख सकता है अपने वैलेंस शेल में इतना easily. That is why जो stability है -3 oxidation state की वो decrease कर रही है. In fact, the last member of this group bismuth hardly forms in any compound in -3 oxidation state. The stability of +5 oxidation state decreases down the group. The only well characterized bismuth 5 compound is BiF5. The stability of F+5 oxidation state again decreases, that of +3 increases due to inert pair effect down the group. Besides +5 oxidation state, nitrogen exhibit +2, +1, +4 oxidation states also when it reacts with oxygen. However, it doesn't form compounds in +5 oxidation state with halogens, as nitrogen does not have d orbitals to accommodate electrons from other elements to form bonds, but phosphorus also shows +1, +4 oxidation states in some oxo acids. So nitrogen shows +5 oxidation state, but with the oxygen only, but with the fluorine or the halides it doesn't show because it doesn't have the empty d orbital. Fine. So next you can see here, in the case of nitrogen, all the oxidation states from +1 to +4 tend to disproportionate in acid solution. In acid solution, for example, you can see here the nitrous acid giving you the HNO3, H2 and the NO. So here in nitrogen the oxidation state is +3, giving you HNO3, here it is +5 and here it is +2. So it is disproportionating. One side it is reducing and other side it is oxidizing. Similarly, in the case of phosphorus, nearly all intermediate oxidation states disproportionate into +5 and -3 in both alkali and the acid. However, +3 oxidation state in case of arsenic, antimony and bismuth becomes increasingly stable with respect to disproportionation. So nitrogen is restricted now to a maximum covalency of 4, since only 4 orbitals are available for the bonding. So the heavier element have vacant d orbitals in the outermost shell, which can be used for bonding and hence can expand their covalency, like phosphorus from Pf6 negative, but nitrogen cannot because it has restricted itself because it doesn't have the empty d orbital. It has only 1s and 3p orbitals. Fine. So your phosphorus and arsenic also can form d-pi bonds with transition metals when their compounds like you can see trimethylphosphine and triethylphosphine, and you can see this triphenyl arsenic act as a ligand. Arsine, this triphenyl arsine and triethylphosphine acts as a ligand. Now next is the reactivity toward hydrogen. अब हाइड्रोजन की तरफ अगर हम इसकी रिएक्टिविटी देखें तो all the elements of group 15 from hydrides of the type EH3. Some of the properties of these hydrides are shown in table 7.2. These are the EH3 type hydrides. देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे. The stability of hydrides decreases from ammonia to bismuth hydride, which can be observed from their bond dissociation enthalpy. बॉन्ड डिसोसिएशन एंथैल्पी देखें तो अगर आप NH3 से bismuth hydride पे जाएँ तो वो डिक्रीज़ कर रही है. देखिए यहाँ पे it is decreasing. Fine. So consequently the reducing character of the hydrides also increases. Ammonia is only the mild reducing agent, while bismuth hydride is the strongest reducing agent among all the hydrides. Basicity also decreases in the order like this. Due to high electronegativity and small size of nitrogen, ammonia exhibit hydrogen bonding in solid as well as liquid state. Because of this, it has higher melting in the boiling point than that of the phosphate. So strongest reducing agent पूछा जाए तो that is the bismuth hydride, and अगर basicity पूछी जाए तो stronger base आपका कौन सा होगा, अमोनिया होगा, because it can donate its electron. bismuth hydride में नहीं वो donate कर पाएगा इसलिए electron अपना, because size is bigger and electrons are delocalized now. And in the case of अगर आपसे पूछा जाए कि high melting boiling point तो अमोनिया का ज़्यादा है as compared to the phosphine PH3, because your ammonia has hydrogen bonding but phosphine does not. Now reactivity toward oxygen. All these elements form two types of oxides like E2O3 and E2O5. The oxide in the higher oxidation state of the element is more acidic than that of the lower oxidation state. So पूछा जाए कि अगर N2O5 और N2O3 में which one is more acidic, so it is the N2O5, because here nitrogen is in the maximum oxidation state. So their acidic character decreases down the group. The oxides of the type E2O3 of nitrogen and phosphorus are purely acidic. That of the arsenic and antimony amphoteric, and those of bismuth predominantly basic. तो अगर हम E2O3 के ही कंपाउंड को कंपेयर करें हर एक एलिमेंट के, लाइक N2O3, P2O3, AS2O3 एंड योर SB2O3, बिस्मथ 2O3, तो आपके ये दोनों तो एसिडिक हैं. ये आपका एम्फोटेरिक हो गया ये भी एम्फोटेरिक हो गया, और जो बिस्मथ का है ये प्रीडोमिनेंटली बेसिक हो गया, बिकॉज बिस्मथ इज़ अ मेटलिक, इट इज़ अ मेटल. फाइन. नाउ रिएक्टिविटी टुवर्ड हैलोजेंस. दीज एलिमेंट्स रिएक्ट टू फॉर्म 2 सीरीज ऑफ हैलाइड्स. ना अब ये भी 2 तरीके के हैलाइड्स बनाते हैं, EX3 एंड EX5. नाइट्रोजन डजंट फॉर्म पेंटाहेलाइड ड्यू टू नॉन अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ d ऑर्बिटल इन इट्स वैलेंस शेल. योर पेंटाहेलाइड्स आर मोर कोवलेंट देन ट्राईहेलाइड्स. तो अगर ट्राईहेलाइड का अगर पूछा जाए कि आपसे SbCl5 एंड SbCl3 में से कौन सा ज़्यादा कोवलेंट है, सो इट इज़ दी SbCl5. तो जितनी ज़्यादा ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट होगी उतना ज़्यादा आपका कंपाउंड कोवलेंट होगा. सो दिस इज ड्यू टू फैक्ट दैट इन पेंटाहेलाइड +5 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट एग्जिस्ट, व्हेयर इन केस ऑफ ट्राईहेलाइड इट इज +3. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज द रिएक्टिविटी टुवर्ड हैलोजेंस. दीज एलिमेंट्स रिएक्ट टू फॉर्म 2 सीरीज ऑफ हैलाइड्स. ओके, ये हो गया है. So now reactivity towards metals. All these elements react with metals to form their binary compounds exhibiting -3 oxidation state. So such as calcium nitride, calcium phosphide, sodium arsenide, zinc antimonide and your magnesium bismuthide. So ये metals से भी react करते हैं, metals बनाते हैं, binary compounds बनाते हैं और -3 oxidation state में exhibit करते हैं, exist करते हैं. Right? Now there are some questions which is very important. Like it is asking कि नाइट्रोजन की +5 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट एग्जिबिट कर रही है, लेकिन पेंटाहेलाइड नहीं बना सकता क्योंकि अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ d ऑर्बिटल नहीं है, कोवलेंसी 4 से ज़्यादा एक्सपेंड नहीं करता है, इसीलिए ये इसका रीज़न है. नेक्स्ट pH3 का लोअर बॉइलिंग पॉइंट है अमोनिया से, क्योंकि अमोनिया में हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग है, जिसकी वजह से इसको इंट्रैक्शंस तोड़ने के लिए ज़्यादा एनर्जी चाहिए. फॉस्फिन में नहीं है, तो फॉस्फिन का लोअर बॉइलिंग पॉइंट है. तो दीज आर दी आंसर्स.